Standardized testing has been a part of our education since the mid-1800s. Over the years, it has changed in difficulty and complexity. Today, I will discuss why standardized testing is an ineffective way of testing students' knowledge. I've done extensive research on why standardized testing is an ineffective way of testing students' knowledge. And the main points I will discuss are: there is so much diversity among students, one test for all is not the best method. Teachers teach students to get answers right, not to gain knowledge. Teaching quality is going down, and the U.S. is dropping in global rankings of students' abilities in each subject. Now let's discuss these points further. For standardized testing, many people say there's so much diversity among students, one test for all of them is not the best method. According to Thomas Armstrong in his article, 15 Reasons Why Standardized Tests Are Worthless, he concludes, standardized tests don't value diversity. There are a wide range of differences in the people who take standardized tests. They have different cultural backgrounds, different levels of proficiency in the English language, different learning and thinking styles, different family backgrounds, and different past experiences. Yet the standardized test treats them as if they're all identical to the group that took the test several years ago, and to which the test has been normed. In every school, there are many different types of children who have all different types of learning and understanding. Therefore, testing in the same way we test all students, it is an ineffective way of teaching. After discussing this topic with my fiance, he came to the conclusion and said, I have honestly never cared too much one way or the other about standardized testing. However, since being in college, I've learned how it can negatively affect people. Students from different cultural backgrounds or socioeconomic statuses may or may not understand questions as well as more wealthy students. Students who have the money to pay for preparation for the test are at an advantage, which is unfair. Most of all, I think it affects the way teachers teach children. They are teaching very specifically so students will get answers right on a test. That is just not right, and it's not equipping students for their future. The value of teaching students today is about teaching them to pass a test, not gaining knowledge. Many people say teachers teach students to get answers right on the test. From procon.org, background on the issue, opponents say that tests are neither fair nor objective, that their use promotes a narrow curriculum and drill-like teaching to the test, and that excessive testing undermines America's ability to produce innovators and critical thinkers. Restricting students from learning how to think critically and creatively is hurting the future generations of America. Teachers only teach students how to pass a test, not how to prepare for their future careers. Teachers are training students to not actually understand what they are learning, but to simply get answers right on their test. This lack of quality teaching has had global consequences, and studies have shown the United States is dropping in global rankings of students' ability in each subject. On procon.org, in the article Background of the Issue, U.S. students slipped from being ranked 18th in the world in math in 2000 to 27th in 2012, with a similar decline in science and no change in reading. The way teachers are teaching is not equipping students to think critically and doing things for themselves. It is simply making sure they get answers correct on a big test at the end of the year. The increased focus on simply getting answers right on a test has now produced a severe effect on the quality of teaching. After much study, researchers have found that the quality of teaching has gone down. From the article, How Does Standardized Testing Affect Teaching Quality? Kate Barrington states, to give you an example of this particular problem in action, consider the result of two previously conducted research studies. In 2004, a New Jersey study found teachers were using a wide variety of preparation methods that involved repeating procedures and asking probing questions to improve understanding. More recently, in a study, declining instructional quality was correlated with the rise of high-stakes tests, particularly in the weeks leading up to the test. It was discovered that teachers didn't often, nor did they prompt students to conceptually understand solutions. There are many different opinions over why standardized testing is an effective way of testing students' knowledge. The opinions we discussed, where there is so much diversity among students and one test for all of them, is not the best method. Teachers teach students to get the answers right on the test, not to gain knowledge. The teaching quality is dropping. And the global rankings of the U.S. of students' ability is declining in each subject. There are substantial evidences as to why standardized testing is ineffective. We have come a long way from where standardized testing began in the 1800s, and it has been a change for the worse.